She was not the most beautiful woman in the world, but she conquered the hearts of two of Rome's greatest men. Not with armies, but with wit, ambition, and a voice that could bend empires. Cleopatra, the seventh Philopater, was born in 69 BC, a princess of the Ptolemaic dynasty, descended not from Egyptian pharaohs, but from Macedonian Greeks. Her family ruled Egypt not through native blood, but through power and legacy left by Alexander the Great's general Ptolemy. She was raised in the magnificent palace of Alexandria. Surrounded by scrolls of the great library, Cleopatra studied philosophy, politics, and languages. By the age of 14, she could speak at least 9. But Egypt was not a land of peace. Behind the marble halls were betrayals, assassinations, and civil war. When her father died, Cleopatra, just 18, became co-ruler with her younger brother. But power does not like to be shared. Tension grew, and eventually war erupted between the siblings. Driven into exile, Cleopatra watched as her enemies closed in. But she did not beg, she did not break. Instead, she planned her return. And it would come not through soldiers, but through seduction. She had herself smuggled into the royal palace of Alexandria, rolled in a carpet, unrolled at the feet of Julius Caesar, Rome's most powerful man. A scandal? Yes, but also a masterstroke. Caesar was captivated, not just by her beauty, but by her intelligence, her fluency in his tongue, her ability to speak to his ego, and his ambitions. He restored her to power. Together they traveled the Nile, exploring Egypt's wonders, and soon she gave birth to his only known biological son, Caesarion. But in Rome, Cleopatra was viewed with suspicion and scorn. The senators whispered of her influence, of a foreign queen manipulating their leader, and then Caesar was murdered. Cleopatra fled back to Egypt, heartbroken but unbroken. She would not disappear. A new power rose in Rome. Mark Antony, a general, a warrior, a man of appetites, and perhaps a man she could win. When they met in Tarsus, Cleopatra arrived dressed as the goddess Isis, on a golden barge, scented sails blowing in the breeze. Mark Antony was spellbound. Their alliance was more than romantic, it was strategic. Together they ruled the Eastern Mediterranean. They had 3 children. They challenged Octavian, Caesar's heir. War was inevitable. At the Battle of Actium in 31 BC, the navies of Antony and Cleopatra faced Octavian's fleet. They lost. Retreating to Egypt, surrounded by enemies, hope slipping away, Antony heard false news that Cleopatra was dead. He fell on his sword. When Cleopatra found him dying, she embraced him one last time. Now alone, Cleopatra chose her own fate. She adorned herself in royal robes, placed a snake to her breast, and passed into legend. Cleopatra was not just a queen, she was a force of nature, a symbol of resistance, a master of politics, love, and destiny. More than 2,000 years later, we still speak her name. She ruled the hearts of men and commands our imagination to this day. If you found her story captivating, subscribe for more legends that shaped our world. Leave a comment. Who do you want us to cover next?